Alrighty, and hello, welcome to another episode of Zielonka on FS-25. Yes, I just rammed the barn, and no, it is not okay. In this episode, we're going to be primarily focusing immediately on selling some more of our crops. We have to sell a bunch of wheat, and then we also have all of these products from the greenhouse that we must sell. So we're going to go ahead and start up on loading it all onto trailers in advance. We don't have to sell them for another like 2 months, I think, but you know, just get it loaded up first. And then I'm also hoping we're going to get the soybeans planted in the same episode, which I believe the soybeans are going to be going into the fields that we just bought over here, which we actually have to combine as well. We should probably do that as 2. And then in this field right here as well, so 45. And we're going to have to rent a drill for that, which is going to cost a little bit of money, but it should hopefully be worth it in harvest. And we'll definitely be able to afford the rental after we sell all this stuff. I don't know how to pull this pallet out. Okay, it appears a rear weight might not be a horrible idea. And then I'm hoping to fit 3 rows on here. Yeah, I am hoping that I can kind of get it to just sit right there. Dang. Okay, you know what? We'll deal with that later. Let's just stack all the pallets up in the field right here. I don't know how necessary that was. I think those pallets may have been overreacting a little bit. So I believe that we're done now. Kind of. We have all of the pallets, I think. If I look in the menu here, all the pallets drop at like 1,000. So there's a few here that will probably drop. We'll probably get one of most of these by the time we sell. But for now, I think this is all we're gonna get. And then I also went through and actually counted up and to see how much all this stuff will sell for. I think all of this produce alone is gonna be around 45,000. And then the wheat will add like a 17 to it. Definitely going to be enough money to get some sort of an upgrade, whether it be another machine, a factory. We gotta get something. Alright, this is basically our depot of produce here in the middle of everything. So let's get it all loaded up on the trailer. I have no idea how long that'll take or what it'll look like. Worst case scenario, if we do have some overflow, we can just throw the pallets in the tipper and that should be fine. Oh, yeah, let's just fork our other tractor. We might just not worry about getting it as close to this back as I did before, because that didn't work out last time. I think we just have to get it on like this. And then strap it down immediately so it don't die. There's like 1 pallet too many on this stack, but it's like unfortunate because they're all like little pallets. So it's like, it's not even that high, but it's super heavy. And that's the trailer tipping. Wonderful, wonderful. This is a great experience. It's really all... Okay. I would strongly encourage you not to do that. I missed. Okay. Okay, let's just push these off to the side. You know, I tried my best to have all these pallets neatly stacked, and it didn't work. Next time I'm just gonna get the lift heavy objects mod and just chuck all of them. Can I not run Grandpa over? Dang, I can't run Grandpa over. That sucks. Well, other than that 1 pallet, this is all stacked now. The pallet mechanics in FS-25 are a dream compared to every other FS. Alright, this is literally the last pallet. Yeah, I should be able to get this pallet really easily. There we go. Alrighty, that's the last pallet. Obviously, we're probably going to get a few more, because they will spawn in the later months and everything. I don't remember which month wheat sells the best. Let me look. January, so actually next month. So we're going to sell the wheat before we actually sell that stuff. But yeah, that should be about 45,000. Probably even more after another pallet spawns in. Alright, rise and shine. It is now morning. Do you have any more pallets? Thank goodness no. Oh, they're almost out of water. That's a problem. Yeah, let's go ahead and get them some water. We should probably check on the chickens as well. Yeah, they also need more stuff. I don't remember exactly how much grain this trailer holds. We'll probably keep some of the wheat for the chickens. Just don't know how much the chickens eat. I don't know how much they go through. We don't have a lot of barley left. And I don't remember what is planted in that field. It might be barley. Yeah, it actually is. So the real question is, will 4,000 liters of barley last us until the next harvest? I think it will. So we can probably sell as much as the wheat as we want, now that I'm looking at it. So we probably would be able to just do 2 loads of wheat, and that would be fine. Alright, now the greenhouse has a full load of water put into it. I might as well put a second one, just because I can, you know. And that is the greenhouse dealt with. So we'll sleep through one more day, and then it will be January, and we'll be good to sell the wheat. Alright, and we have snow. And there's those 3 pallets I was talking about. Yeah, we can tack these 3 on right here. And then the other 3, if we get them, we can just stick on the back. And there's our first load. Let's see where we're going to sell this at. So this says to sell at Erlangrath, but I think that's on the train. And we all know how that goes. We're not going to sell to the train. I am not going through whatever the heck that was that I had to go through last time we sold. Let's just say it didn't work. We didn't sell anything. The next best option is gonna be the grain mill. So we're gonna go ahead. This is the same place that we sold all the canola last episode. So yeah, well, let's run over to the grain mill and sell 1 load and then 2 loads. Is that a semi? I know. Oh, what the freak? So I'm not sure how much I'm going to get for 1 load, but I know for both loads I should be getting around 17,000. So by the end of the second load, I should be at 20,000. So we'll see what we're at the end of this one. Alright, we made almost 10,000 off of this 1 load, which is great. The second load is going to be a little bit smaller, but it might be worth 7,000. So yeah, we might be around 20,000 after our second load. So let's go get that. Alright, and here's our second load. Yeah, not quite full. And as we're driving over to the grain mill again, I think this is a great time to mention, if you have made it this far into the video, please do drop a like down below. It helps out with the algorithm a ton, which I would be infinitely grateful for. And if you are enjoying the content, please be sure to check out my other videos and also subscribe. I'm trying to reach 250 subscribers by the end of August. I don't know if I'll be able to reach that, but if you are enjoying the content and you would like to subscribe, then that would be very nice. Alrighty, let's see if we get 7,000 out of this. Bringing us to 20. Let's go. We did indeed hit 20,000. And yeah, that was 7,000. Very nice. All we have to do next is sell the produce. So we gotta load up those 3 pallets, sleep for a day or so, and hopefully that'll be worth around 50,000. It might even be worth 55,000. And that'll be a lot of money. And I think I know what we're gonna buy. But also be sure to comment down below what you would like me to do as well. No, don't start bouncing. Oh, why the freak do you do that? Oh my gosh. Okay, that was 100% my fault. to be fair, that was my fault. I like almost don't even want to have to stack pallets anymore. This is useless. I just need to get like a massive tipper and just dump them in. All right, there we go. Those 3 extra pallets are stacked. Please, please, no more. All right, let's go to bed until next month. Oh wait, everything's ready to sell. It's not even. Well, not everything, but for the most part, the prices are doing really good. Do we have more pallets? No, so we can just go sell this as is. So let's see where the next best place to sell is. And it is supermarket. I think the supermarket is also a good place to sell a bunch of the other stuff as well, like tomatoes. That's it. But yeah, let's go to the supermarket. All right, to the supermarket we go. All right, here we are at the supermarket. This is a really small This is a really small supermarket. Alright, let's see how much we get for all this. Hopefully about 50. And we lost some. So that's about 39. We're gonna have to push the rest of it in. And another for that. So not quite. It probably has to do with the fact that we, one, didn't sell in the proper month. But yeah, not only did I not sell in the proper month, but I also all sold them at the same place over there. And I'm sure some of them would have sold higher in other areas. Yeah, we did lose a few thousand probably in that value. But I think overall this episode we've made 60,000 now, I want to say. Total 60,000, yeah. So we are $60,000 richer now. Very, very nice. So now we can actually focus on the actual farm work. Ha ha ha. Let's go. So the first thing that we're going to be going ahead and doing is going to be renting the plow. So we actually have enough money to purchase a planter for the soybeans, which is amazing. But we don't have a plow. And I decided that we should probably just go ahead and rent that because it's much cheaper and we're only going to be using it like once. Yeah, it's only like 800. And the planter is about 50,000. So we have plenty of money to buy that. And we might need to buy some more fertilizer and seeds as well. And so we'll have lots of money left over for that. Alright, so I'll head over to these 2 fields and I'll see you there. Oh, frick. I did not know that tree was going to have a hitbox. That's a little unfortunate. Oh, we got this. We got this. Oh, there we go. That's how we do that. All right, so here's our 2 fields just here. Just gonna unfold this. This might actually be our first time lapse of the episode. All right. That stuck out a little bit much, but you know, it's all right. It's not gonna be perfect. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and throw this onto a time lapse. I don't know how long it'll take. Probably not long. And I will see you once we have completed. Alrighty, that really didn't take very long at all, and it appears that we're good. There's no missing bits. Alright, cool. So we can probably just return this digitally. Yes, we can go ahead and return it. Alright, $800 well spent. Alright, and we are back at the farm. We don't need to plant the soybeans for a while, not until April. I believe that we're going to be selling honey in March. Yeah, it is going to be March that we're going to be doing that. So I'm actually going to go ahead and load up that 1 full pallet of honey onto the trailer. And then once March rolls around, we'll go ahead and sell the honey. Hopefully we make some decent money off of it. About 3,000, so not a whole lot, but you know, it's something. Not much compared to the 60,000 we just made, but you know, money's money. And then yeah, we did just feed the chickens as well as water the greenhouses, so we should be good to just sleep until March. Alright, it is now February 2nd, so not quite March, but honey is actually selling at a higher value than it normally would be. And it's not even March yet, so I actually think we're going to go ahead and sell it. And it's also selling at the supermarket, so we don't even have to go very far. Honestly, I didn't think about the honey. If we had just sold the honey first, we probably could have been able to afford the plow just fine. I will say I don't think that we'll use a plow enough to make it worth the 14,000 or no, the 16,000 that it costs. So the $800 in leasing costs was definitely worth it for the extra money we get to spend on growth in other areas like buying more land. Be sure to comment like what you want me to do to expand the farm. I know I already kind of said that, but you know, just throwing that out there. All right, here we go. Yep, 3,934. Very nice. Maybe we could get like a small factory that's like specifically for produce of some sort. Alright, well, we don't need to do anything else until March when we plant the soybeans, so I'm going to sleep till then, and I will see you when we're purchasing some new machinery. Alright, it is now April 1st. It is raining, but that is okay because we can plant soybeans. Alright, so first things wow. You know, English is stupid. Alright, first things first, we're going to be purchasing this bad boy. It is also going to open up some opportunities for us to do sunflowers and corn and a lot of different things. Even peas, I believe that is. Oh, it has fertilizer in it too. I didn't even think about that. This thing can do fertilizer, so it's like multitasks. Let's get a pallet of fertilizer. I don't know how much fertilizer, but we do have enough money that we can go ahead and grab 2 of these pallets. And of course, we're going to get our pallet that has extra material in it for our money. So the big brain plays. It does use a little bit more than a pallet. It might hold more seed than it does fertilizer. Never mind, it holds barely any seed. I don't know if we'll have to refill this thing at all. We'll start with this field here. And rock climb over that curb. And of course it's gotta rain while we do this. So we do seem to be consuming. And we also do seem to be planting. So yeah, big step in the right direction. But there's no point in forcing you guys to just sit here. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this onto a time lapse, and I hope you enjoy, and I will see you when I'm done. And I'm just going to throw that, you know what, never mind. I was going to say I'm going to do the other field right after in the same time lapse, but you know what, I actually don't think I will. I will see you guys when I'm done with this field. I hope you enjoy. Alright, we're just coming up on the end of this field here, and honestly, we didn't use nearly as much material as I expected. We still have most of the fertilizer, and we only used a little over half of our soybeans, which is, we didn't even have a lot of the seeds. And yeah, the whole thing is planted now, and it should all be fertilized as well. It appears it did not work. It may have fertilized it as a cultivated field and not a planted field. So if I go over here, it'll probably fertilize 72 in this middle strip, and then it won't touch 71. That's probably what it'll do. So we'll still have to go over all this with a fertilizer spreader, but that's okay. That won't take long. Alright, let's go ahead and top off our seed, and then we'll head over to the other field and get that one planted up too. Alright, I'll see you at the other field. Alright, here we are at our field. And yeah, let's see what this thing actually does with fertilizing. I'll plant like so. And yeah, there we go. So yeah, it's just fertilizing this. Alright, so if I do this side, it probably won't fertilize the same way. So it'll go down, and nope, nothing behind it. So if we cultivate and we're gonna plant something with this planter, then we don't need to fertilize it after cultivating. We can just go ahead and plant it, and then we only have to fertilize that field after it's already planted. So yeah, we'll go through and fertilize both of these fields. Other than that, though, I don't think I'm going to time-lapse this one, because, I mean, you also have just watched me plant the other field. No need to repeat that, so I will go ahead and skip to the end of this field, and then we'll start fertilizing. So I will see you then. Alrighty, and we are now done planting this field. So all of our soybeans have been done. All that's left is to fertilize this field and this field. So yeah, I think this purchase was very worth it, and it is going to open up so many opportunities. I think I definitely want to get into corn, like, pretty soon here. Corn production would be pretty awesome. We'll just need to invest in another header for the combine, but that's really it, and I think that's only like 20,000-30,000, depending on the size header that we get. Alright, now that we're back at the farm, I don't know where to put this thing. I guess we can put it right next to this guy. Go ahead and grab our little tiny baby spreader, and then we have plenty of fertilizer over here for us to take. Alright, well, I mean, fertilizing is nothing new. We all know how to do that. So once we get on this field, we'll go ahead and throw it onto a time lapse, and I'll go ahead and just do both of them in one time lapse. Really won't take very long at all. Alright, and just make sure it's fertilizing. It should be. Is it not? It is not. I think what's happened here is that it didn't fertilize with the planter because it sensed that it was already fertilized, which is true, it was, but now it won't let me fertilize it until it grows a bit because it thinks it was just fertilized. I think that's what's going on here. So we're going to go ahead and skip a day just till it grows to like the first stage, and then we can go back out, and as long as it's not too grown, we won't damage anything, and we'll still be able to get that layer of fertilizer on there. Alright, it is now May 1st, and it looks like we should be good to go. It looks so satisfying seeing how they're all in a row. It's a little funky here. They're a little off here. But here's our soybeans. Happy little guys. It looks like the ground is getting darker there, so it should be fertilizing. Yep. Alright, now I will throw this onto a time lapse, do both fields, and I will see you once we are done. Alrighty, we're just finishing up here, and now both of the fields are fertilized. So all that's left now is to wait for the harvest and keep up with the greenhouses and the chickens. Alright, well, all that's really left for me to do is go ahead and drive on back to the farm. So I'm going to go ahead and end it off here. So thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you like the video. Subscribe if you like me, and I will see you next time.